2 months ago, I started buying and flipping cars. I own this, and this. While I was doing research about the business, I was going through a ton of YouTube videos, and I wanted someone to kind of show and document how their startup process was, and I couldn't find anything. So I'm recording this and posting this, and as a way of documenting my process over the last 2 months, and wanted to show and share the wins, the mistakes, how much money I made, what I've learned, and all that jazz. So I'm using this camera as a mic. The phone quality is much better because this white wall is making it trip out. So I'm going to use this as a mic and that as the camera. The first car I bought was off an auction called Copart. It's an online auction. You don't need a dealer's license to bid on it, but it helps. It gives you access to more options of what you can buy. But you can buy like most clean title cars, most cars that aren't too wrecked. The first car I bought was a 2016 Chrysler 200, and honestly, it was a huge flop. I ran into a few problems with this car. So overall, it's a good car. It looks good in my opinion. It runs fine. It runs great actually. Only like 87,000 miles, which isn't too bad. The problem I ran into was, one, I overpaid for it. I overpaid for the shipping. It came from Michigan, and I paid like $1,600 just to get it to where I am in Utah. So I overpaid for the car, one. I didn't do enough market research. What that means is like I didn't know what it was really worth. I didn't know how much I could sell it for. I mean, I had an idea, but all I did was like go on Facebook Marketplace and just see what the listings were. I never looked into it deeper. And then after I bought it, I realized those listings were like years old. Like no one's buying this car for some reason. No one wants a Chrysler. The other problem I'm running into with these cars I buy out of state is that titling takes forever. It's been 2 months and I still don't have the title for this car. That's the problem I'm running into a lot of these cars, is just waiting for the title. And I should be getting it here in the next few days, and then I'll be able to sell it. But I have it listed anyways, and people aren't really coming looking for it. 2 people have come and looked at it, but they didn't buy. We'll see what happens. In the next video, I'll see. Hopefully it's sold by then. It should go. I'm willing to lose money on it, and just to get my money back, because I don't want the car to sit for this long. So, first car I bought, flop. The second car I bought was a huge. So the next car I bought was a 23 Toyota Camry, only 60,000 miles, clean title. I paid for it after fees, shipping, and all that, $13,310.11. But this car had some damage in the back. It needed a rear bumper, like some structural damage actually, to make that aligned. It cost me $2,582.10 to fix it up. So I'm all deep in this car at $16,307.73. That's how it's ready to go to sell at that point. And then, like literally 3-4 weeks after I posted it, I had the title for this one because it was in state, so it didn't take too long to get the title. I sold the car for $19,550, making the profit a grand total of $3,242.27, which is huge. It's huge. Like this car honestly wasn't that hard to get here and then drive to the body shop, and that's all I needed was just body work. It was all good to go. Camrys, they'll last forever, and it only has 60,000 miles, so it was a really good car, and I sold it for a good price, honestly. $19,550 is kind of below what the dealers would be asking. They'd be asking like 22, 23. So I gave someone a great deal and also made a ton of money. Now, you might be wondering why I still have that 23 Camry. I just showed it. That's because the person that I sold it to was like, you know what, I looked up the insurance. The insurance costs way too much for me. I can't keep this car. Can you please take it back from me? I'm like, listen, I can't really buy it from you. I just don't want to cut it back into my profit. It's a lot of money. I already have a lot of it invested in other cars now. I can't really take it back. I was like, I'll take it back, and for $16,000. I didn't think he would, give it back for that much. He's like, no, I can't do that, whatever. Calls me back the next day and it's like, listen, can you do $16,500? I'm like, I can just get this car back and resell it again for $20,000 and make another $3,000. So I was like, all right, we'll do $16,500. So he gave it back to me and I have the car again and I'm about to make another $3,000 on it once I get the title. So that Camry was a good win. Good first win. Okay, so the next car I sold was a 2024 Chevy Malibu. This thing only had 43,000 miles, clean title, and not crazy damage, honestly. However, it ended up costing me a little more to fix than the Camry. So I bought this car for $9,561.46. That's with fees, shipping, and everything. Once I got the car, I took it to my body guy. They fixed it all up for $3,895.72. The reason why this one cost so much to fix was it was like the frame. It didn't have frame damage, but the engine bay was kind of like shifted because it had a front end collision. So what they needed to do was like get it onto this big machine and pull the frame back or the engine bay back to like being proper. So it cost me a good amount of money. However, I was all deep into the car for like $13,457.24. And what ended up happening with this car is I was like, it's a 24 Chevy Malibu. Dealer is going to want this car because they will have an easier time selling it because how new it is and how much it's going to cost. So I was like calling around to see what dealers would give me. And this one dealership offered me $16,650. Now, I was going to sell it, like list it myself for like $16,000. The fact that these guys were giving me more, I'm like, hell yeah. So as soon as I got the car, like literally from the shop when it was ready, I drove it straight to the dealership and I sold it for $16,650. And the profit on that was $3,092.76. So another huge win, which like really made me feel like, okay, this flipping stuff can actually make good money. I made like $6,500 almost in a month, which is amazing. This car I sold was the third and final car I sold over the last 2 months, and that is a 2016 Ford Taurus. This one was kind of a weird situation. It was the fastest money I've made. It was the quickest flip I've done. I bought the car off of Copart. The auction site was only an hour away. So the next day I drove. I picked up the car. The car had no damage, nothing. It was good to just sell straight away. So what I did was went to the DMV, and then after the DMV, went to a dealership, asked how much they would take for it, and they gave me a crazy deal, and I sold it in one day. Let me break it down. So I bought the car for $3,422.44. Fixed it up for like $80 because all I needed was a car wash, including gas in there. Like the U-Haul I rented to pick it up. I sold it for $5,750. That nets me a profit of $2,239.68 in only 1 day's of work, which on 2 days technically because I bought it the day before, but that was crazy to me. And that is the last car I sold. I haven't sold a car for like 2 weeks now, which is what it is. The biggest problem I'm running into is waiting for the title because I have all these cars I just showed, but I don't have the title for most of them. And that leads me into what the plans are with flipping. I want to make it like more official. I have an LLC already. I have all that set up, so it's all good to go under the business. And I want to make it an actual proper like used car dealership. So the next step is getting a shop, which I'm already looking with my dad. We already have one that we probably will be doing in the next few weeks. And then getting the dealer's license, because in order to get a dealer's license, you need a physical location. So that's why I'm buying this shop, because I don't really need a shop, because I only have like 4 or 5 cars. But yeah, the shop's pretty small, but it's going to lead me to get the dealer's license. That way, the dealer's license is the biggest thing, because I won't need to be waiting for the titles anymore. I'll just buy the car and be able to instantly sell it as fast as I can get it fixed. Because as a dealer, you just like, I don't know what you do, but I'll learn, because there's a class you gotta take. You just type it all up, print out the temporary tag, and the DMV ships the title and the plates to the customer. Let's go over the numbers total over the last 2 months. Gross revenue of $41,850 and profit of $8,574.71. Let me see what the margins are on that. ChatGPT coming in clutch. Margins on that is profit margin of 20.5%, which is really, really good, honestly, for a used car dealership. So what I learned over the 2 months: always do market research before you sell. Don't just buy because you think it's worth more. Only buy cars that people actually want. So Toyotas, Fords, Hondas, all that stuff, Chevys even. And then also, don't get caught up in bidding wars. I have a problem of overbidding, like overpaying, because I'll be like, I really want this car, and I'll set a limit for what I want to pay for it. But then once someone like keeps fighting me over the bid, I'll just keep going higher and higher and higher until I win, and then I freak out because I paid way too much for it. And you can't. After you win, you have to pay for it. So don't do that. And also expect problems. Some cars will just lose money. That's how it is. Like that Chrysler 200 that's still sitting out there. I just got into another problem car. I bought a 2018 Toyota RAV4. Again, paid a little too much for it, $8,300. And it does. That sounds great, but it just turns out it needs a transmission. So that's gonna be like $4,000, and it needs like $2,000 of bodywork. I'm estimating the car's worth like $16,000, hopefully. And I'm also just thinking of like putting it on Turo and try earning some money back that way. But yeah, that is it. 2 months of flipping cars. A lot of mistakes, some big wins. A lot to look forward to. I wanted to make this video because I know a lot of people are curious, like me. Some people don't like to share like the money they make or whatever, but I love like getting into that. I'm so nosy of people's finances. But yeah, if you find this interesting, leave a comment or whatever, subscribe, like, whatever. And thank you for watching.